obviously, if you win with this Jester team, you are no longer going to be able to use it, so that's very important. By the way, the ban on SBRH is a Jester too. Oh, I believe we are going into game, so let's just get going into this series right now. So,
Not disappoint.
I'm just gonna very quickly change the school board as well. SBRH, let's go, guys.
Here we go, my friend. This is, for me, one of the most impactful games we've seen so far. I really, really don't want Dino Boy to lose. But given that said, SBRH here, he's a cloaked killer. A dagger in the night, masked and coming for Dino Boy. I think he's going to take him out here. This is why I'm probably quite so well. We're seeing a very powerful team here. The Abomination, the Man-at-Arms, the Handmaster, and the Vessel here. So much stun capability, so much riposte capability, and incidental strikes from these stuns and that transform here. Dino Boy with this very, very powerful Halo comp, already on the back foot with these stuns.
Yeah, absolutely. He's denied the opening, right? He's denied the perfect opening, which is the stun into the finish him by the BH. He draws the Jester's Ballad.
I don't like that, Mike. I don't like.
I mean, Jester has pathetic accuracy, so if you want to consistently land those deck stabs, you probably want to buff accuracy anyway, and especially those, okay, this is actually quite fortunate, I feel, for Dino.
You come hither. It's such a shame he used his Jester as the first one, though, right? If he saved that finale for later, we've got a finishing blow here.
That's still okay.
Finale.
Look at this, you pull in the Vestal, you activate the Crusader so that the Obelisk goes last, and you just go for this heavy, heavy crit. And I think this might just do it.
I mean, we all wanted to, but right now we are seeing Dino Boy on the receiving end of this controlling style here, pushing the Houndmaster back into fourth. This Abomination going to transform back, able to use manacles. We're going to potentially see a double stun here from SBH, maybe on the Jester and on the Crusader, something the Obelisk can clear. But the Obelisk in third because of the pushback on that BH there. Vessel can stun her and nullify her ability to clear stuns. We're going to get a really heavy stun train running here, Mike. You can absolutely take this game over.
But this is about the pressure right now, like whether Dino is able to exert enough pressure on SBRH or not. Obviously this MAA I feel could have guarded this as well, because this would have prevented a lot of that pressure from coming through. This 30% protection, even though Dino's Obelisk penetrates guard, she still could have been perhaps stopped in her tracks, which she isn't. And right now SBRH is in basically between a rock and a hard place, because he might have to either heal this Vessel or stun. But if he does go for a stun, there are so many characters capable of delivering those finishing blows that is just beyond reason. Look at this. This BH, this Jester, this Crusader are perfectly able to just take the target down.
Bing bong. You don't even go for finale here.
No, you go for Caltrops. Look at this.
No, you go for yes. With that finish you do, you go for that Caltrops, you take out that Vestal, you apply such early bleed pressure on turn 2 on all 4 characters here. Dino Boy.
It's a killing blow. He gets that one. Oh, that's perfect.
Every T-Rex in the audience right now needs to clap for Dino Boy.
Yeah.
So early on, taking this advantage without even using finale, Mike.
This is very good turn order, right? Because what you do here is you hope the Caltrops go through. If they don't, and the MA perhaps guards the Vestal, you still have the Dirk Staff to use it again, which penetrates the guard, probably kills the Priestess, and you get a lead in the game. Right now we see a very decent bunch of control on both sides. However, SBRH down a man already, the Jester is still going to be able to use all his abilities, and potentially we'll see like a different turn order next turn where like the Obelisk goes back and the BH moves forward and delivers a lot of damage onto the A-bomb, which I believe is going to be the next priority target for Dino Boy here.
Absolutely, but given that said, we do need to remind Dino Boy to deafen himself while he is in here. We don't want him to be getting any extra information that previous or indeed his opponent is not getting. So Dino Boy, please deafen yourself while you are in here. But regardless of that, this Jester in such a prime position now, especially because the Vestal stun bot is dead. The majority of the control SBRH had here is now completely nullified in terms of that horrific corpse with the jaw split wide open and bleeding in such a gory fashion, Mikefield.
Indeed.
Dino Boy he's going to take it home, I believe. What do you think here? This finale, he's 2-4.
Yeah, the problem here, however, is... So I feel like SBRH really dropped the ball on the first and not guarding the Vestal right away. This is the biggest moment in this game where he could have potentially taken over, nullified the mark perhaps, and done a lot of damage in terms of stress, because he's still doing a lot of stress to Dino Boy, right? So some act-outs might still help him, but this looks very, very dire nonetheless.
Absolutely. I mean, I think we see SBRH play a little bit too fast, really. If you were to play very, very slow, you'd think, okay, my Vestal's 4th, he's got a Bounty Hunter, he's probably going to pull it in. If I guard him preemptively, I have no ability, really, to get stunned, to get pulled in, to get really rocked by the enemy teammate. You do have that Man-at-Arms in a position where you can maybe be stunned by the Crusader and completely wreck that guard. But quite frankly, the Man-at-Arms has really high base stun resistance, 70%. He's one of the only characters that can take it, even when you are facing a stun Crusader with trinkets.
Yeah, another thing is this Jester can basically stay there with this Finale. You can sit on this, just wait for it to stack up and just Finale the Houndmaster when the time comes. Because this damage that he's going to be able to do right now, Dino Boy that is, with this Crusader actually just delivers a death blow. So it's absolutely safe right now for this Jester to remain on this Finale until the time comes for the Houndmaster to go down. And this is just going to be a very, very brutal game from now on. Obviously, a lot of stress is on Dino Boy's composition right now, but this just doesn't seem to be enough.
Oh, was that an act out?
Absolutely frank here.
What was that? That must have been an act out, right? Choosing to Dirk Stab instead of to Harvest.
Perhaps, yeah,
Really
maybe he just...
pushing out of the position to Harvest.
He maybe wanted to move forward, because there is no rampart though on SBRH, so that's kind of weird, honestly. So do you feel how much more time does this Jester of Dino need to be able to just one-shot the Houndmaster? Because that's a real question right now.
Well, I mean, he needs no time at all. You simply hook, pull the Houndmaster, you shoot him a dirty little shot, push the Man-at-Arms back into 3rd. All he can realistically do against you there is a rampart, but that won't...
It's a pass.
Oh dear.
He has to guard now, though. He has to guard this, or he just loses the Houndmaster. It's going to be a sniper shot into a clean kill, though.
He chooses to bellow here.
No,
he's on a wing of the prey. He's wanting a Man-at-Arms clutch finish. That's what he wants, Mike.
I don't agree with that decision, though, seriously. Because you just lose this game right now. This is basically about 80% chance loss at this point. Because... Oh, that's another thing, though. That's the problem. Jester is minus 80% damage now. So maybe not that clean. Not that clean at all.
Why would you use that heal clear though instead of using...
Oh, that's a pass as well. Double pass right now. So actually might be looking still good for SBRH. Because those passes very important right now. This Finale really far because of the bellow debuffs. Really far from being able to hit the mark here.
I know boy been placing a sandwich of pass, misplay, pass. 3 turn orders in a game so cutthroat as this. Really, with all of your stress pressuring up like this, you've got a Hound Harry, that Bounty Hunter's dead. You have no reliable way of marking anyone. Let's see it. Is he going to get it?
No, he doesn't. But that's a lot of stress, though. You have to believe if he doesn't heal this BH right away now, this is just a dead character. And you really want to keep him alive, right? That's just the important part of this composition that really doesn't want to die. Obviously, the Jester way more important than that. But still, losing this BH is just going to feel very, very bad for Dino Boy right now. We have seen MAA just take it away alone.
Choosing to heal though instead of stun. I mean, the issue with Dino Boy's comp here is that whilst it is so powerful, it is axiomatic, almost ironically, on every single member of the team. If the Bounty Hunter dies, the Arbalest cannot perform her kind of offensive utility as well. If the Jester dies, especially now, without that Finale going through, man, you're in a world of hurt, aren't you?
Yeah.
Because you really want to kill this Man-at-Arms, all this Houndmaster right now, because he's not done any damage. We see quite often with teams like this. But it's usually after they've spent the Finale, they get a first kill, especially that second kill has really bought him some extra time. But I'm not quite sure if he's healing. You see,
that's unreasonable. Because he's going to lose, like, there is no reason to be healing this character, because he was still gonna be okay against the Hound Harry. He was still going to drop to 0 because of the heart attack. So that was just kind of a weird play here, obviously, and I don't really like this, because he has to be playing forward.
Like, Dino Boy's under the pressure right now.
obviously, yeah. And I would just have basically used the flare to get this Jester back on the track. Get the sniper shot later on down the line, but just use this flare. Like, you really need to be flaring this.
The weirdest thing is we've seen him use his Crusader to clear the debuff on the Arbalest, then pick the Arbalest and get a pass. Rather than that, you should have picked the Arbalest, tried to clear.
Yeah, and just finale just... He has full finale buff. He cannot finale anybody now, but like he is at the full stack right. I feel like finale stacks for 4 10s. He has everything he needs to take that.
7 rounds.
How many?
7.
7. Oh, yeah, true. Alright, my bad. So he has even more then. He has even more of that. So it's absolutely ridiculous how much damage this is gonna do. Just remove the debuff finale the MAA you have to fear, right? That's just gonna do it. Even the 60% protection, I feel, is just not gonna cut it.
Play so well and then play so poorly, Mike, right? Play so well and then play so poorly. Oh, look, triple, bing, bong, bing, bong. Look at these dominoes fall, Mike.
Boom.
One more Bellow, one more Hounds Harry. Dino Boy's lost here, Mike. This is remarkable.
Yeah, this is looking super die. Like, that stun from the Crusader might have done this, honestly. Like, you are right. Just standing the MAA there would have alleviated a lot of that pressure, which obviously is not the case right now. He can very reliably control the MAA, however, I'm just kind of surprised he's not doing that. Because he can just stun this MAA every single 10 with 80% confidence. That's just super surprising. Obviously, kind of weird alliteration there, but it's so odd to me that he's not doing that.
I mean, Dino Boy here, we've seen him play very aggressively in those first 2 kills. We thought he was going to set this finale up for a powerful 3rd kill, really cement his place in this tournament. He's a very deadly competitor right off the bat. But
oh no, it's a pass again! No! Oh, because he wanted to kill the MAA there.
3 passes, I believe, this game.
Yeah, very unfortunate. That's just the worst possible set of afflictions. And man, like, losing with such a powerful composition if you're Dino is just going to be so painful to go into the following games, where you no longer have access to this powerhouse of a Joshachu comp. You have to commend Sbrh though, he has been playing this end game very well, right? He has been getting all those very, very clean blows, and he is in the lead, I believe, right now. Obviously not many characters alive, but this MAA...
He's not in the lead if Dino Boy plays right. This is the thing we quite often get confused about this, who's in the lead, based simply on how the game was panned out so far. I really, really want Dino Boy to listen to what he's been told.
Oh, whoa. 2 characters dead, though. This is it. You have to feel this is it.
Oh, man. Dino Boy has been brutalized. He's going to lose without ever using his finale.
Yeah.
Absolutely brutal.
I mean, he can finale now, but oh, man, that's so unfortunate. I mean, this, like, according to Dino's plan, I guess. No, not interact out. According to Dino's plan, this MAA was supposed to have died. He resisted this 20% stun. Unbelievable. This is over now. Oh god, this is so unfortunate, honestly, for Dino.
The Jester dodge, thank the Lord here.
But that's still, it's still over. It's a single Hounds Harry. Oh, no longer the case!
Boom!
No, this is not gonna do it, because this Crusader dies to a single bellow, and so does the Jester. It's a single 10 too late.
Maybe he dodges, he's on death's door. He's not on death's door.
No.
Oh man, this might get him. This
is over, yeah, this is over. Unfortunately for Dino, he just goes down.
Oh man. Double heart attack there for Dino. He lost that game, that was his game to lose, and you know what he did? He threw it away.
Indeed.
He played way too defensively when it was unnecessary. We've seen that so much in these previous games, have we not? I really want to see these plays now slow down, understand where they are, realise we're in a tournament, to accept that pressure, to take that kind of pressure and roll high with it, and not to get bogged down in it, you know?
I mean, the good thing for Dino... Sorry, the good thing for Dino here, honestly, is that he can just reuse the same composition again. Nothing is stopping him, because he can just go for it again, can take this one home, and maybe, just maybe, inch forward. So, tank and spank, no longer available for Sbrh as well, so no more control, really, no more control.
So to be honest, we say he can take this exact same comp and roll home with this power comp. Sbrh has already proved he is a potent opponent, yeah? He might have won this game simply because Dino Boy handed it to him on a golden platter. But regardless of that here, Sbrh is still smart. He played that game well, he knew exactly what to do. He's probably got the read that our guy Dino Boy here with his little stubby T-Rex arms can't reach down to that change party builder, he's probably just going to fight again. He's going to come in rolling, and I think, you know what? I'm not sure he's going to have it if Sbrh is smart, Mike. Sbrh has every single opportunity to win. He needs to win one more game, and he has just every vector to take it from, you know?
Yes, indeed. I know. Very unfortunate, but then again, I think we're gonna go into game number 2 as well. As soon as Dino picks his team and Sbrh does as well, the players are getting ready right now. Kind of mistimed that. But yeah, I mean, honestly, if I were Dino right now, I'd be stubborn. I would just pick the same composition once again, just rolled with that. I know this comp is strong, it's powerful as well. More of he knows what exactly he's going to go against. So he might be able to just kind of maybe avoid the mistakes he had made. And also, his composition is just very, very strong against what Sbrh has in terms of those 2 remaining teams that are still on the table for him. So I feel like Dino might still be okay. And even if he doesn't take that composition...
He's nowhere near out of the match. He might have lost that first game, and you don't want to lose with a really strong power comp, but still that means he has that comp in the bag. He's bound to get a win with it, you know what I mean? But regardless of that, you do have to be scared. This is a guy we've seen fall to the jitters before, fall to the tournament nerves. Tournament nerves. And I think maybe he's done that again. He had that win in the bag, and he dropped the bag, called the police and said, listen, I've just dropped the bag, please come and take me to prison. And you know what? That's not what you need to do to win these games. You need to play aggressive. You need to take home a victory that is already yours.
Yeah. So let's see that one. Sbrh with a 1-game lead coming into the series, match number 2. It's an elimination point for Dino, match point. He has to take it home right now. He brings the same composition. He is the stubborn boy I like, and I believe that this time around he's just going to dominate Sbrh.
I mean, Dino Boy here, I think he's a character where you flip a coin. This is a meta coin flip here. He will either take on these nerves and he will rise above them because he knows what to do, or he will be too scared, too nervous, too worried again about losing in the first round twice, because really Dino Boy doesn't want to disappoint us. I think this is his kind of Achilles heel. He really does not want to disappoint us. Cares so much about this tournament, and I think what we want to see right now is him getting over the first game, getting over the fact that he threw away a win and taking it home now. Seeing an early stun there on the man arms, thank God it goes through with double stun trinkets against a 70% bonuses character.
But I feel like this is not your priority target if you're Dino there. I feel like you really need to deal with especially the highwaymans who might have waited for... Another thing is, if you are playing this comp, guys, if you are indeed playing the Halo comp that Dino is using right now, you have to wait for a character to activate, and then and only then do you stun. Because this allows you to basically just capitalize on the stun without any possibility of counterplay. Which here, obviously not the case at all for Dino. He is impatient with that stun, he goes for the MAA, and he kind of pays for that, right? Because right now this stun is just completely nullified, and this, sorry, what's it called? What is the item called?
Which item? Sorry, brother.
Heartseeker on this BH is not going to come into fruition. So that's the big deal with this comp. You rely on the stun rather than on mark. That's why it has double threat, right? Obviously 31 shot from the Arbalest puts the pressure on Sbrh's side of the battlefield. More of it to remember, this Highwayman, he can remain unchecked right now for the duration of the fight, just because this riposte isn't going to matter that much. However, this Bay H drops to 0 HP and Sbrh gets to go first next turn. So right now, this Jester moving forward doesn't quite do much. Obviously this sets the BH back a field, which means that the Highwayman of Sbrh is not going to be able to finish that blow. Right, so Wicked Slice doesn't target third, I think.
A bit of a late defender because that Dirk Stab's going to push down. I mean, Caltrops will push it down. We've seen a very offensive trinkets on Dino Boy's Arbalest here.
Another good thing actually is the threat of the finale. because this forces SBRH, this is very heads-up play by Dino Boy, this forces SBRH to use the MAA to guard this Arbalest instantaneously, because I feel like SBRH values
if he gets this is a finale.
Oh, that's absolutely brilliant, yes, because there's nothing you can do to prevent this now. I mean, you can still heal. You can still heal with the Arbalest, and she's gonna be okay.
Well, are you sure that'll do enough? It needs to be a really hefty crit.
No.
If that finale crits, it's going to hit a ridiculous amount. Dino Boy, though, is a patient guy. He's not going to go for it, but still. If it's a 50-50 on the damage range, he might take that. If this is a low roll on the heal, it's going to hit for, what, 4 to 6? Let's say
10. That's a breastplate, though. She has protection. She has 20% protection on top of everything, so very unlikely finale for now. But this is still a bit of pressure that Dino Boy has been able to eke out of this one. You have to feel like this is a good moment to heal the BH and then go for broke on this MAA, however. Because you can just still do it. Oh, he chooses the pressure. He plays forward, he plays aggressive, he takes the risk. And this is the Dino Boy we know and love, but this is also the Dino Boy that occasionally drops games. Because this might be Vendetta that kills, and it does not. So this is very fortunate. However, this is a very risky situation for Dino, because if he uses the finale right now, he basically empties his magazine right now. He will not have more ammo available in this game, because he might just lose this BH, very likely to lose this BH later.
Might be more impactful than the finale itself, Mike.
Yeah, so he might just go for the BH, just go for broke, drop the Caltrops, hope it kills. Why don't you go for Caltrops there, though? It's very unfortunate turn of events. He should have at least used the Caltrops, because he probably loses the BH right now. Those Caltrops would have done so much more. This is a killing blow. Those are a 50-50 coin flip almost. 60 to 40.
The bleed to that Arbalest, also playing the bleed to the Arbalest and Flagellum. Such a powerful character. This is a guy that you need to finale down, and unfortunately Dino Boy is leaving him alive till last. I mean, Mike, if I came up to you, put a gun to your head and said, listen, pal, who are you finaleing? You start screaming Flagellum, 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 please, right?
Yeah, but that just doesn't quite look like a game that Dino is going to take right now, because he's super behind.
With a bounty run to get on turn 2.
Yeah, very unfortunate turn of events. He should have potentially just gone with the Caltrops there. This would have at least given him some DOT pressure throughout the game. Obviously he was afraid of the riposte, right? But still, oh man, that's so unfortunate. This BH is down, and right now Dino is just in a very desperate position. Obviously he may have waited for that heal to come through, then to use the finale, which probably he is just going to drop right now. Honestly, there's nothing stopping him. He has to get rid of this Arbalest, just even the score out, and hope that he can still manage to kill those two very tanky boys in the front line of SBRH. It's going to be quite a challenge with finale being down. And this is not a guaranteed kill, by the way. This is a kill coming through.
14 over 11. Thankfully gets him, maybe.
Very important.
This tournament. You can push forward with a Dark Stab, try and get a heavy crit on a non-marked target with that Arbalest. He doesn't have the... these are both going to hit. Oh, the dodge down the Arbalest. Very lucky for him.
Yeah, indeed. So this DOT doesn't quite hurt him that much. He still has the stun to control SBRH. Once again?
4x4. He's taking 4x4 bleed damage. Which
Yeah.
is quite a lot of damage if you're ticking down as we are in SBRH, taking the slow game with a Flagellum here. And the Man-at-Arms unable really to be combo stunned over and over and over again by the kid, even with double stun trinkers. You want to stun the Flagellum with 85% stun resist. This is almost an anti-Crusader team.
Indeed.
Look at him, get it! He gets it though.
He has 40% chance bonus to stun, right? So it's just a 45% resistance effectively for SBRH, but it does come through indeed. And you know, there is a lot of pressure on this Flagellum right now. He might just drop dead, honestly, because I mean, SBRH can still protect this, so I feel like the right turn of event, like the right turn order here is indeed picking this Arbalest right now, releasing the bolt early, obviously not using the Tiller to its maximum efficiency. He was not gonna do this anyway because the Jester is dazed though, so he does the right thing, spreads the pressure a little bit, and right now he has to wait for the MAA to activate. Right now, use the guard, then you just try to stun this again, and perhaps just continue doing your thing. However, you can see this Crusader has to go right now because the Jester is there, so this stun has to come through, and this means very likely a guard is going to follow, and this Arbalest is very hurt right now. And this Jester also probably is going to eat quite a lot of the OT, so this is not looking too good for our boy Dino right now.
Absolutely, we've seen this bellow come out from Sbrh, constantly applying this stress pressure here. Doubly applied on the Jester due to that finale debuff. Next turn, he will be afflicted. But that big crit here, pushing the flagellant down to death.
Oh, wait. Wait, this was...
See, look at that.
This was not a guard. Why didn't he guard here? I mean, Sbrh obviously knows what he's doing, but why did he not guard that? Can you kind of try to substantiate that not being a guard?
Oh, I can't substantiate anything about that Blades bonus. Maybe he just wanted to apply some stress, push it into the late game. Maybe he thought the flagellant with really high, I believe 80% base death blow resist, he can take one hit and then throw out an exsanguinate. But if he's stunned again here, 155% stun resist, not going to happen ever.
No, you have to just zealous this and hope for it till it doesn't go through.
You expect to take that though, don't you?
Yeah. It was just, I feel like this was Hail Mary. He had to do this, but there was, yeah, it just was somewhat unlikely to happen. It didn't happen indeed right now, and this means Sbrh is probably going to take over. It's kind of surprising. He doesn't have to heal right away because he can just wait it out. Honestly, this is just safe because this Herbalist has no way of reaching the first position in here. So it's absolutely okay for Sbrh to be doing what he's doing right now. And there's a lot of stress, honestly. There's not primarily a stress comp by Sbrh, but those Bellows men are actually working out. So it's quite an exceptional team, to be frank. We see a crit coming through, but this just doesn't seem to be enough. It doesn't quite cut it and can still be healed by the Flagellant. I think he might just use the Redeem here on his ally. Just because he has no good targets in the front line. This Crusader of 70% bleed resistance, not the best exsanguinate target in the world. He goes for the healing here, he plays safe. He plays it safe, and he's probably going to slowly but steadily take it. Obviously, the Harvest now comes through. There is no riposte, however, resist by the MAA means that this is indeed going to be okay for a while. That's actually very big resist. You cannot understate how big that was.
I really want to get BOTs on just because of his innate protection. 30% there doesn't look like much, but it is quite a lot.
You can still try to kill this this Flagellant right now. You can go for a stun. Oh, he goes for the MAA. I am not sure about this.
Well, you must be a little bit scared of that Flagellant's 85% stun resist, right, Mike?
Yeah, but it's the same on the MAA. It's like 15% difference, isn't it? So still quite a big deal.
Another thing to think about is you kind of don't want to stun the Flagellant when he's in a position where he might want to use his Redeem or Exsanguinate. Both, bingo. That's big.
Powerful, yeah, but
big.
Too little, too late. I know I've been saying this for a while now, but this looks like the classic too little, too late situation where this Verge would have been very strong about a turn or 2 turns ago, where this damage would have actually mattered. Right now, however, you just have to feel this is kind of a sketchy situation for Dino Boy here. Heavy debuffs, heavy stress, low HP, blinking red characters.
Rather than push forward at the only opportunity that you really have to push forward here.
Yeah.
These are the most pivotal moments of your tournament life. And there's a dodge there. Is he going to resist again? He doesn't resist 7. Still not enough. Still not enough. So I think this is it for Dino Boy, Mike.
Yeah, I feel like, yeah, that's just curtains. And yeah, these games yesterday were very close. Today we're getting those very pronounced victories for one of the parties, I have to feel, right? So we had a lot of those dominant games in the tournament already, and they were very, very... I feel like the wins were very decisive, right?
Well, I mean, we say that, but given that first game, we did see some really heavy back and forth.
Yeah.
It was just kind of in these late games, we've seen people make giant strategic misplays. Tactically, they've made the right choice on every character they picked, apart from a few discrepancies that did kind of make or break their games. But realistically here, we've seen that people who are perhaps stubborn in their strategical dogma, or also in terms of Dino Boy, probably really faltering due to the tournament nerves. We saw him take a giant advantage in the first game there. Also had a strong advantage in this game. Didn't quite manage it, didn't quite take it home. Really unfortunate to see, right, Mike? Really unfortunate to see Dino Boy. I think I'm going to say our mascot, right, Mike? He's a really lovely guy all the time.
That's patronising, though. That's patronising, isn't it?
He knows what I mean. Like, we love this guy, yeah?
We do,
Talking to him, he was cheering me on the entire time in my tournament, right? To see him knocked out now is pretty heartbreaking for me.
It is. I'm very sad as well. Feels bad indeed. But you know, like, Dino has smashed me a couple of times so far, so I would never call him my mascot. He is like a beast, like he is something to be reckoned with for sure. And it's such a shame he drops out right now, because it looks like this is just impossible to recover from for him. But yeah, I feel like SBRH just hit his number today, and he played those stress games very well.
SBRH is such a powerful opponent.
Yeah, he has been playing those very wonky compositions as well. You don't see MAA on those damage comps, actually. He performs with it very well. He knows what he's doing, and I feel like SBRH is our player to watch as well. Those matches that we come into, moving from the bracket number 1 to the bracket number 2 are going to be so close right now. I can't wait to see them. Because it's going to be Shuffle FM right now. And by the way, we have to come back to this later once this match is indeed finished. But we might have to like do a little schedule change right now, because I just got a message from one of the players. I'm just gonna announce it. So I got a message from one of the players that they are not gonna be able to play for the next hour or so. And this means that we might have to just move on to like SBRH versus the winner of Edgy Meme Lord and Shuffle first, and then do the Assorted Chaos match against Adelbor, right? So that's probably going to be the name of the game if Assorted Chaos' opponent indeed agrees to that exchange.
Unfortunately, here we see Dino Boy's Crusader, lovingly named the Wife Beater, a very deep and intricate story entrenched in Mikefield lore here. Just paying a little bit of credence to the fact that Dino Boy here again, someone who a lot of the Mikefield fans in the audience did not want to see kicked out. But for SBRH here, well-deserved wins, taking these in really dominant fashion, strategically pushing forward, winning these games in an entirely, unquestionable fashion, right, Mike? Yeah. Unquestionable.
Slow, steady, and controlled. This was the name of the game for SBRH. Maybe the first game a bit of bad RNG for Dino, but here this was just very dominant victory, basically leaving Dino no way to respond to what he had brought to the table. So well played to SBRH. He moves on to the second part of the bracket, and he's going to await the winner of Shuffle FM against